Hey guys, I want to talk about what we think and what we project becomes our reality. Now, before I go into that, I want to share with you that I was on vacation last week with my boyfriend and his daughter and her boyfriend, and we were at this really beautiful place right on the beach, and it was amazing. Now, when I do all this work, I do a lot of release work. I work with my teacher, I work with clients, and when I'm in a situation like I was with those three other people, that's where everything gets tested. Because I think, oh, yeah, I've come a long way. And then I'm like, well, on the map of releasing, you are here. So it's very revealing. Not to say that I haven't done a lot of the work, but I have to say on some of the gains that I've had is that my relationship with my partner has went from nothing to something, and something even better than it ever has been. And that's due to releasing, being clear on what I wanted and releasing all the doubts and fears that were in the way. Basically, they're doubts and fears. And doubting is fearing, really. And so it's what I saw though was immediately when I was there, I had some projections about what I expected, what I thought he should have done in one situation, and I really had to release that. I had to let that go. And instead of being upset, I mean, I did say, hey, I am not happy about this, but I also made light of it, and I actually came up with an idea because his birthday's coming up of something to remind him not to do that again. But it's something fun and playful, nothing derogatory, nothing bad. And I know that when you don't make people wrong, even when they have made mistakes, it's you know, stand up for yourself, but you just say, hey, like, you don't hold a grudge and all that stuff, you know, then life is much easier, much easier. So I also noticed that there were just certain things that I had, maybe I got triggered by, and so I consciously had to release these things. And once I did, everything was fine. So it's so interesting because what I say and is so true. It's like what we think and we project is our experience. And it can change everything in our environment. It can change the atoms. If you don't like it, if you don't like what you are experiencing, change your thoughts. And that's from Lester Levinson. Lester, if you want to look him up, Lester Levinson is an amazing teacher that is my teacher's teacher. And I listen to his recordings on YouTube quite a bit, and I listen with her. And it is something that I have to listen to over and over again, because what happens is we have these thoughts that are repetitive, these thoughts of doubts, fears, whatever they are. And when you start to wake up from those thoughts and you say, oh my God, this is what's running the show, you see that that they are repetitive. And it's like, it's amazing to really become aware and to consciously release them. It's not easy. It's simple, but it's not easy because we've been doing it for lifetimes. I mean, oh my God. So, yeah. And also, one of the things that I noticed as well is that I had a little bit of I had some thoughts during my vacation, like, they don't really know who I am. It was so arrogant. I was like, I think I can release that, because really, when you can let go of wanting people to know who you are, I mean, that there's so much freedom in that, so much freedom, is to be secure with who you know you are. I mean, who to the best of your ability, to really be okay with your true self, and that if they don't see it, then it's okay. It doesn't mean that they don't see things. Again, it's my projection. They don't see me the way I want them to, or so. I mean, it's like, it doesn't, in some ways it doesn't matter. It's how you have to really take care of your inner life, and that is your thoughts. And so when I find that some things are bothering me, I'm like, okay, just go back to that, the self that I am, the higher self, to really release these thoughts that are not pleasant, and see what happens. But what happens is, normally these thoughts come up, we make them real, we personalize them, and then we create a story about them, and then they repeat over and over, and all this stuff is going on. And so I'm learning just as much as all of you are learning. And I live, eat, breathe it, I share it, and I want to completely, I know what it feels like to be free. I've had the glimpses of freedom from certain thoughts, repetitive thoughts, because what happens is we have these repetitive thoughts like create tendencies, and then we hold on to these tendencies forever. And so when we become more and more awake and more aware of these thoughts that are running the show, we can really free ourselves and go, wow, this is, even as getting older, aging, it's like, as a woman, I've always been like, oh my God, I got to keep my weight down. I got to do this and that, and look this way and everything. And I still do that, but I don't care as much as I used to, because there's nothing I can do about getting older. It just is what it is. And it's when you start to realize that that's not who you really are, the body mind, then there's a lot of freedom in being who you really are, which is the soul, it's the spirit, it's the awareness that you are, like really just being that, and less of a death grip on the body mind. It is. So I've experienced the freedom. I'm not saying that I'm out of the woods, but I've experienced it, and I like it, and I want to keep going. So that's my message for today. I hope you guys are having a good week.